Have you ever noticed how your female cat somehow ends up pressed against you every single night, no matter how many plush beds or sun-soaked perches she already owns? She bypasses the window seat, ignores the heated pad, and turns her back on the perfectly fluffed cushion, just so she can curl beneath your arm or tuck herself behind your knees. It feels deliberate, almost ritualistic, and it absolutely is. Feline routines are never truly random. They're rooted in instinct, biology, and lived experience. Tonight, we're unpacking the 11 most compelling reasons your female cat chooses your bed over everything else. Along the way, we'll weave in real-life stories cat parents have shared in the comments, proof that these instincts play out in living rooms and bedrooms around the world. Even a cat who has never birthed kittens carries the blueprint of a mother. Those neural circuits form in the womb. They don't wait for an actual litter to flip the switch. When your female stretches an arm across your chest or presses her tiny forehead to yours, she's performing the same protective gesture a queen would offer her newborns. Studies of feline neuroendocrinology show that hormones such as oxytocin and prolactin rise not only during pregnancy, but also during any intense nurturing episode. Grooming a bonded human counts. One viewer told us that the night her spouse passed away, her cat climbed onto the pillow beside her head and has slept there ever since. 7 years later, that ritual still hasn't broken. The cat's caregiving instinct filled the emotional vacuum, transforming grief into a nightly pledge of guardianship. So the next time you wake to gentle grooming on your hairline, remember, you're being mothered by design. Hormones have rhythm. In an intact, unspayed female, estrogen and progesterone cycle every 2 to 3 weeks. During estrus, the heat phase, estrogen peaks, softening territorial boundaries and turbocharging affection. That's why she needs the blanket, chatters at the window or rubs her cheeks along your jawline with sudden urgency. It isn't manipulation. It's biology orchestrating a search for safety and potential mates. Even spayed females show subtler hormonal fluctuations tied to daylight length and household stress. If you notice seasonal waves of clinginess, say early spring or late autumn, photoperiod hormones may be revving up her social brain despite the absence of reproductive organs. One commenter swore her cat becomes a Velcro shadow every March, purring at a decibel that rattles the headboard. It's not coincidence. The earth tilts, daylight shifts, and feline chemistry dances accordingly. Cats are both predator and prey, an evolutionary paradox that forces them to sleep light and stay mobile. Choosing your bed means choosing surrender. In feral colonies, the most trusted allies share mossy hollows. Vulnerability equals intimacy. Domestic life rewires the location but not the principle. When she tunnels under your comforter, she's broadcasting, "You are my fortress." That simple posture is a monumental compliment, more reliable than a head bump greeting or an enthusiastic meow at dinner time. One viewer described how her cat starts meowing progressively louder if bedtime is delayed. The urgency isn't mere habit, it's a declaration that the security protocol cannot activate until the guardian you is in place. Once you lie down, her anxiety melts, and she circles twice before dropping into REM. You are literally the lock on her metaphorical front door. Household upheavals, a new baby, a renovation, even an unfamiliar scent drifting in through an open window, can spike feline cortisol. Female cats, often more attuned to environmental microchanges, seek soothing touch during those disturbances. Curling against your ribcage muffles chaotic noises, equalizes heartbeats, and bathes her brain in calming dopamine. A viewer recovering from a stroke noticed her cat's vigilance skyrocket after she returned from the hospital. Every beep of a medical device sent the cat trotting in to check on her human. The cat's own stress converted into a caretaker role that eased both parties. When she lies across your legs after a day of drilling upstairs or guests in the living room, understand that she's using your presence the way we might use a weighted blanket, pressure that tells the nervous system, all is well. We humans aren't the only ones who benefit. Cats have an uncanny ability to sense micro changes in breathing, muscle tension, and even blood sugar scent markers. Therapists call it emotional attunement. Scientists call it chemosensory detection. Either way, your cat is reading you. When she winds herself under your chin on a night you've been crying, or sprawls across your solar plexus after an exhausting day, she's performing mammalian therapy. Petting her activates your parasympathetic nervous system, dropping your heart rate and raising your oxytocin. One commenter admitted she's rearranged entire afternoon plans just because her cat fell asleep on her lap. The slow synchronized breathing lowered her anxiety better than any mindfulness app. Your cat may never grasp the complexities of grief, debt, or deadlines, but she feels the tension and offers the one remedy she trusts, herself. Beds aren't just soft rectangles, they're olfactory billboards. Human skin sheds about 30,000 flakes per minute, each carrying personal scent markers. When your cat needs the duvet or rubs her cheeks on your pillow, she's mixing your pheromones with hers, crafting a shared territorial flag. From a feline perspective, co-ownership of territory strengthens social bonds and deters intruders. That's why she might side-eye a visiting relative who dares to sit on her side of the bed. One commenter's cat patrols the hallway until the human returns, ensuring no newcomer invades the sanctum. Territorial sharing reinforces the hierarchy. You're the trusted ally, the bed is neutral ground, and together, you project a unified scent that says occupied. Cats are connoisseurs of coziness, and routine is their compass. If lying against your shins produces a predictable microclimate, your steady breath, the thrum of a ceiling fan, the faint warmth of electronics, she'll replicate that scenario nightly. Routine lowers decision fatigue, an evolutionary advantage for small predators that can't afford hesitation. One gentleman in the comments confessed his adopted female insists on an afternoon nap ritual. She herds him to the bed, burrows under a light blanket, then lets him sneak away once she's settled. She's not manipulating him for sport, she's curating the conditions for perfect comfort. Humans happen to be movable, heated mattress toppers who also dispense snacks. Hard to beat that. Protection isn't exclusively masculine in the animal kingdom. Female lions defend cubs, elephant matriarchs lead herds, and yes, domestic queens stand sentry over their chosen people. A cat sleeping at the foot of the bed has an unobstructed view of the doorway, the windowsill, and any shadow that creeps across the ceiling. Should an unfamiliar noise jolt the house, she's already positioned between you and potential danger. This sentinel behavior doubles when her human is ill or grieving. Echoing the first story we shared tonight, protection also extends to emotional buffering. Her purr frequencies, 25 to 150 Hz, have been shown to promote tissue healing and reduce pain perception in mammals, including humans. So that gentle hum beside your fractured ankle isn't random, it's biological first aid. Sleep is the most vulnerable state a mammal enters. Sharing that state forges an indelible bond. In multi-cat households, the tightest duos are often the ones discovered curled in a single sunbeam. Your cat replicates that bonding ritual with you, knitting a relationship that transcends treat dispensing. The consistent proximity floods both of your brains with oxytocin, the same hormone responsible for human parent-child attachment. One viewer wrote that she can't fall asleep without her cat tucked behind her knees. Separation now triggers insomnia in both parties. That's the hallmark of deep attachment. Two nervous systems calibrated to seek one another before surrendering to unconsciousness. Beds are distraction-free zones. No laptop between you, no vacuum roaring in the background, and no phone balanced on a countertop while you multitask. Your stillness guarantees undivided focus, and cats are quick studies in human patterns. If pressing her paw into your cheek results in 10 minutes of chin scratches, she'll incorporate that press into her nightly checklist. Some cats add vocal cues, a quiet chirp, a prolonged trill, until you create space under the blanket. That's why delaying bedtime can incite a crescendo of calls from the hallway. She wants the predictable payoff of intimacy. Think of it as positive reinforcement learned over hundreds of evenings. You taught her that bed equals affection, and she's perfectly willing to remind you if you forget. Last but never least, temperature. A cat's baseline is 38.1 to 39.2 degrees Celsius, 101 to 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit, several degrees hotter than ours. Maintaining that furnace costs metabolic energy, so felines evolved a shortcut. Find external heat sources and conserve calories for hunting, or in domestic life, for sprinting at 3 a.m. Your torso radiates about 60 watts of thermal energy, an irresistible rechargeable battery. That's why winter amplifies bed sharing, and why one viewer's cat transforms into a bed hog the moment the first frost hits. She isn't being rude. She's practicing energy economics. If you try to relocate her, teeth marks may follow, not personal, just thermal panic. The solution? Provide a heated pad nearby, or accept your seasonal role as a living hot water bottle. Before we wrap, let's tackle a couple of misconceptions the comment section surfaced. First, some believe male cats are universally clingier than females. In reality, personality overshadows sex in predicting sociability. Several viewers wrote heartfelt tributes to affectionate male cats who slept cheek to cheek every night, while others insisted their female felines were the true cuddle champions. Genetics, early socialization, and individual history matter more than chromosomal difference. Second, letting a cat share your bed does not automatically cause behavioral issues. The key is consistency. If you sometimes shut the door and sometimes invite her in, you create confusion that may manifest as door scratching or nighttime vocalizing. Clear, predictable boundaries, whether inclusive or exclusive, keep peace intact. Your female cat's nightly migration to your pillow is far more than a quest for softness. It's a tapestry woven from ancient maternal coding, seasonal hormones, evolutionary survival strategies, sensory intelligence, and the profound alchemy of emotional caregiving. She curls herself against your heartbeat because it tells her the world is safe. In return, her rhythmic purr stitches calm into your frayed nerves, her warmth eases your winter bones, and her watchful eyes guard the threshold while you dream. If these insights deepened your appreciation for the whiskered guardian at your side, please consider subscribing. It helps us keep bringing science-grounded, story-rich content to cat lovers everywhere. And if you know someone who's ever wondered why their cat acts like a furry shadow at bedtime, share this video with them. Your click might spark the comfort of understanding in another home. Until next time, may your nights be peaceful, your blankets be shared, and your bond with your feline companion grows stronger every single purr.